This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by JB Davis at Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for JB in Centerville and tell them the Recovery Couch sent you. Hey, just a reminder, everybody, my autobiography, Step 4, drops this fall. It's a story of surrender, struggle, and the slow work of becoming who I truly am. I'd love for you to go and check that out. Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome back to the Recovery Couch. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and this is episode 7 of our series. You don't have to get it perfect, you just have to get it started. Today's episode is called You're Allowed to Evolve. You're allowed to evolve. So let's talk about something we don't say enough in recovery. You are not who you were. Take a moment and let that sink in. You are not who you were. And you're allowed to outgrow your old habits, your old relationships, your old survival strategies. You're allowed to change your mind to see things different. You're allowed to stop being the person people expect you to be and start becoming who God designed you. I remember early in my journey, I was terrified to let go of my old identity because as toxic as it was very familiar. Helped me control things, people. I knew how to use it to manipulate. I could intimidate or just get to the point where I would get physical. I built a whole life around my pain, around addiction, around guilt. And when I started healing, I felt like I didn't know who I was without the struggle or my familiar identity. But here's the truth. Healing means becoming someone new, which is strange to even say today. There's a part of me that is just... There's a part of my identity instilled in me at youth that will never go away. And I understand that. But there's pieces of me from active addiction that I do not want around. And I want to be new in those areas. And that's not fake. It's freedom. Freedom from old ideas, from old ways of thinking, from old ways of behaving that were toxic to us in our lives. And sometimes people will try to hold us hostage to the past version of ourselves and remind us, well, you were doing drugs or you were sleeping around or you went to prison. And they'll say things like, you've changed, like it's a bad thing. But growth is not betrayal to your roots or who you truly are. It's more like obedience and transformation. God's not interested in keeping us where we've been or keeping us in the dark. He's calling us forward. He's not intimidated by how long the process takes, and he's not shocked by the pace of it. We don't have to have it all figured out. We just have to keep saying yes to the next layer of becoming. So I'm giving you a permission slip. You can be healing, and you can still be unsure of your future, unsure of if making these new decisions feels comfortable. You can be growing and still grieving your old life and the old familiarity. You can be faithful and still figuring shit out. And no, that don't mean you're fake. Quite frankly, it makes you human because we're not stuck with who we used to be. We're evolving. And that, my friends, is pretty awesome. I'd like to thank you for being here with me on the Recovery Couch today. Just a friendly reminder, Step 4, my journey through addiction is coming this fall. It's a book full of chapters where I had to let go of who I was in order to become who I was meant to be. Please subscribe so you don't miss episode 8, Imperfect but Consistent. We'll talk about how small, steady steps are the real secret to long-term change. So until then, keep evolving. You're not behind, you're becoming, and you always have a seat right here on the Recovery Couch. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at RE/MAX Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today.